Hi friends, I'm here with a yoga offering. As always, please go at your own pace. Rest whenever you need to, and feel free to skip things or change things if they're not working for you today. Let's begin sitting. If you have something you want to sit up on, you can grab it. A blanket, cushion, block. And come into a comfortable cross-legged position. Either close your eyes or take a soft gaze towards the floor in front of you. Start to slow down your breath. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed or open them as it's useful for you throughout your practice. Let's begin with eagle arms. Take one elbow on top of the other. Put some pressure between your elbows like you're trying to pull them apart. This can help spread the upper back. Notice which arm is on top. And then release. Take a couple gentle swings. And then bring the other arm on top. Pressure between the elbows like you're going to pull them apart. And then release. A few gentle swings. Let's bring the hands to the floor behind us, fingers facing forward. Roll your shoulders back and your elbows back. Lift the chest. Take the chest as high as you can. Sternum rising up. And then release. Come up. Hands to knees. Round back. Lean away from your hands on your knees. Drop your chin. And roll your way back up. Let's recross the legs. So the other leg is in front or on top. Sitting nice and tall. Drop your right ear over the right shoulder and we'll press down through the left shoulder, looking for a stretch on the left side of the neck. Rotate your chin to your chest. Come over to the other side. Both shoulders drop, and now even more through the right side, looking for a stretch on the right side of the neck. Rotate chin to chest. Come back to the first side and then go back and forth a few times. Half circles or 3/4 circles, watching the sensation move from one side over to the other. Next time your chin is to your chest, stay there. Interlace your fingers behind your head and let your elbows hang down, stretching the back of your neck. Release the arms, head floats back up. Again, hands to the floor behind you, shoulders roll back, elbows roll back. Puff up the chest. And then release, come up, hands to knees, round back. Lean away from your hands on your knees. And come all the way forward. And let's come onto the forearms for a forearm plank. You're going to place the elbows right under shoulders, forearms parallel, and then step the feet back. Trying to bring the hips into line with the shoulders and the heels. So the hips aren't up, they're not dipping down, they're right in line. Strong core here. Imagine this straight long line of the whole body lifting up away from the floor. So the whole underside lifting. If this becomes too much, you can do this with knees on the floor instead. While you're engaging your core, can you relax your breath, have it slow and deep? Last breath here. Let's come onto one elbow. And we'll shift over onto the outer edge of one foot. If this is difficult to balance, you can bring one foot in front of the other for a little more surface area. Top arm lifts high. Strong core, but relaxed jaw, relaxed eyes. One more breath here. Come over to the other side. Side plank on the other forearm. Pull up through the top arm, long neck. Let the neck follow the line of the rest of the spine, whether you're looking up, out, or down. Last breath here. Release. Let's come all the way down onto the belly. And you can adjust your elbows so they're right under your shoulders, Sphinx pose, opening through the front side. Try not to let your shoulders come up to your ears. Instead, push into the elbows, telescoping the neck nice and long. Can stay here or push into the hands, lifting the elbows. If you do that, don't lift the shoulders, keep them dropped. Pull the chest forward to come down. You can turn your head to one side, resting. Bring your hands under your shoulders and let's come up to cobra. So this could be a little baby cobra, just barely lifting the upper back, or pushing into the hands, coming up higher, but wherever you are, elbows in, shoulders down, long neck. You can decide how deep you go. And then pull the chest forward, coming down, getting even longer as you come down. Turn your head the other way, letting go. Come up one more time. You can go back to Sphinx. You could do what we just did, Cobra, or slide the hands even further back by the rib cage for a little deeper Cobra, or possibly coming all the way into Up Dog, scooting your weight forward so your hands are now right under the shoulders, possibly lifting the knees, long neck. And let's come back to Child's Pose, releasing. Hips to the heels, spreading the back. With arms out in front of you, walk your hands over to the left and then pull back through your right hip, stretching right side a little more. Come through center, and over to the other side. Pull back through left hip, stretching left side a bit more. Come back to center. Let's lift up through table and come into our first down dog of class. You may want to pedal out your feet a little bit here, bending one knee as you press the opposite heel towards the floor. Waking up the backs of the legs. can walk your hands and feet towards one another. And hang in ragdoll. Feet hip-width apart, parallel. You can bend your knees a little or a lot. Maybe take a sway or shake out here. And bend the knees a little more. And slowly roll up, coming all the way up to standing. We'll step up to the front of the mat. Feet can be together or apart. We'll bring hands together at the heart, mountain pose, Tadasana. We'll take a full A series sun salutation. Next inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive down. Inhale, lengthen, partway up. Step or hop your feet back, coming through high push-up, lower down, chaturanga. Up dog or cobra, and back to down dog. And please take the time you need for all your transitions. And here we'll take 5 breaths in some resting pose. So that could be down dog. Could also come back to child's pose. Or onto your forearms or knees or sitting. Any neutral shape. One more deep breath here. Let's come back through down dog. And step or hop your feet forward, inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Again, inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. Back to down dog. It's time from down dog. When you're ready, take your right leg up, bend your knee in, and start circling this bent right knee. Making the biggest circle possible for your hip joint. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, circle your ankle a couple times. Big circles both directions. Take your leg a little higher, and then a big step forward. Let's take a low lunge. We're going to drop the back knee. If you want to pat it, you could roll up the side of your mat, or if you have a blanket or cushion, you might put that under. Feel free to grab blocks for your hands. If it's difficult to reach to the floor, you can adjust the distance between your legs. So when you sink your hips forward, notice how the angles are on the front leg. If you've got tight angles, it might mean you have to step the front foot a little further forward. You're welcome to keep your hands down on the floor or blocks. You could try bringing hands to the hips or to the front leg, or even arms all the way up. You choose your challenge, customize this practice so you're working in a way that feels right for you. Last breath here. Release. Hands to the blocks or the floor. Take your hips back for a hamstring stretch. Inch the front foot forward and then flex the toes back. So you end up with hips right above the back knee. Hands right under shoulders as high as you need them. Going towards hip square. towards a flat back, towards folding. And if you want to go towards splits, if that's possible, you could slide the front heel further forward. One more breath here. If you did slide forward, slide your way back. To release, bring both hands to the inside, turn out through the right foot, and then shift your weight forward, coming down to lizard pose. You might come to your elbows on blocks or the floor. You can try shifting your weight one way or the other way, scooting your hips forward or backward. And if you want to try adding a quad stretch, you could also bend the back leg, reach for it, and draw it in. Last breath here. Let's release. Make your way to down dog, whether that's through a vinyasa or some other movement transition. From down dog, when you're ready, let's take the left leg up. Bend your knee in and start circling this bent left knee, exploring your full range of motion. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, circle your ankle a couple times, big circles, both directions. Take your leg a little higher, and then a big step forward. Low lunge, drop the back knee, pat it if you like, maybe grabbing blocks for your hands. Sink the hips forward, looking for a stretch on the front of the right hip. And if you did bring the upper body up on the other side, you might take a similar variation on this side. Last breath. Release. Hands to the floor or blocks. Hips back. Hamstring stretch. Inch the front foot forward. Flex the toes back. Going in the directions you know to go in. Meeting your edge where you meet it. If you did slide forward on the other side, you might try that again. Listening to your body. If your hamstrings does stop, you definitely want to listen to that. If you did slide forward, slide your way back. We'll bring both hands to the inside, turn out through the left foot. Come down for lizard pose. And you can experiment within each pose. There are so many mini variations. Any shift, anything you do will have an effect. So through trial and error, we can figure out, how does this work best for me right now? You can always start with what you've been taught or what has worked in the past, but since our bodies are always changing, and they're often different than our teachers' bodies, we need to stay curious. Last breath here. Release. Make your way back to down dog through any movement transition. Settle into your rest, whether that's down dog, child's pose, sitting, or something else. Last breath here. Let's come all the way through to sitting and back onto our backs. You can bring your knees to your chest. Take a circle or rock with your knees, massaging the lower back and sacrum into the floor. And then we'll get set up for bridge. Drop your feet to the floor, hip width apart, parallel. Make sure your feet are right under your knees, and then press your feet down to lift your hips high. Once your hips are high enough, interlace your fingers behind your back. Shrug your shoulders underneath you, spreading the upper back and lower back away from one another. You can take your arms out of your way. Roll down, rest with back flat. You can stay resting or come up again. Same thing, or any other back bend you know or want to try. So if you would prefer half wheel or full wheel, you're welcome. Stay as long or short as you like. Could be just a couple breaths, could be a long hold. When you come out of this last one, let's take happy baby as a counter stretch. You can grab the soles of the feet on the inside, press your knees towards the floor. And this can be done in stillness with a little rocking. You can keep your legs bent or straighten them. And then drop your feet back to the floor, and we're going to cross the right ankle above the left knee. Reach your hands through, grab the left leg and hug it in as close as you can, stretching the right outer hip. As you do this, try and lengthen through the whole torso, the whole back, shoulders dropping, hips dropping, even your chin dropping so the back of your neck is long. Release, drop the left foot to the floor, straighten the right leg up, flex and point your right foot a few times. Circle your ankle a couple times both directions. And then keeping your right leg more or less where it is, straighten the left leg along the floor. Let's open the right leg out to the right, just at a slight angle. One way you might support yourself is to have your elbow on the floor and your leg resting into your hand. You can also hold in some other way if that works better for you. But do try and keep that left leg grounded. Bring the right leg up and across for a twist with a straight or partly straight leg. If your left hand can reach for your foot, do that. You might need to bend your knee, you could use a strap, and you could use your calf instead of your foot. Bring it all the way over, all the way to the floor, and then drop down through that right hip. Roll open through the right shoulder. You can stay right here or add a quad stretch. So the free hand might reach down for the free foot, right hand to left foot. If you do, grab that, try and drop the right shoulder again. As you release this and come onto your back, you might bring that right leg into half lotus. If full lotus is a pose you do, and you're holding your feet, you could bring the bottom leg up and around to full lotus. Please don't force anything. Hug what you ended up with to your chest. Could be crossed ankles, could be half lotus, full lotus, or something else. Give it a little squeeze or circle. And then unwind your legs and give them a good shake out, shaking the muscle on the bone, kick your butt. And then drop your feet. Same thing other side. So we'll cross the left ankle above the right knee this time. Reach your hands through, grab the right leg, hug it in close. To release, let's drop the right foot to the floor, straighten the left leg up, flex and point your foot a few times. Circle your ankle a couple times both directions. And then straighten the right leg along the floor, grounding that leg down. Open the left leg out to the left, holding where makes sense for you. Engaging what's useful to hold this shape and letting go what's not needed here. Let's bring the left leg up and across for a twist. Opposite hand to the outside of the foot, ankle, calf, or a strap. Roll open through the left shoulder, drop down through the left hip. And if you did add that quad stretch on the other side, you can try that again. As you release and roll onto your back, possibly bring the left ankle to half lotus. Maybe thread the bottom leg up and around to full lotus. Don't force anything. Hug what you ended up with, maybe a little circle or rock. And then release, shake out the legs. Bring the arms up and give them a good shake out as well. And then let that go. Check in with your body. Is there anything else that's needed for you to feel complete in your practice? If there is, take some time for that. If there's a last pose or part of your body that you want to give some attention to. Take the time you need. When you are done with your active practice, you can get as comfortable as you can in your final resting pose, which might mean adjusting clothing or grabbing props or a little self-massage. Take your time getting settled. And eventually, let go into the support underneath you. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, gently waking your body up again. And let this movement increase gradually through your wrists and ankles, eventually stretching out long through your arms and legs. When you're ready, bring your knees in, roll to one side, pausing there for a moment. And then use your hands to help you up to sitting. And bring hands together at the heart. And just take a moment to silently thank yourself for your practice. And you could let that gratitude just expand out as far and wide as you'd like. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. Hope you have a good rest of your day.